Good morning, everybody. Welcome to my channel. My name is Lizzie, and welcome to Pen Caps and Oh Craps. This is all about how to write your wedding vows or your speech for an anniversary party, first year or 50th. Doesn't matter. I'm going to help you structure your speeches for. Got warm. Yay. By the way, I'm wearing the Chariot shirt. It popped at me, so I decided to wear it today. So you might have a lot of forward movement today with the super moon. Just throwing it out there. Sorry about my hair. I just got home from work and it was in a hat, so I didn't even brush it. I don't care. I'm tired. Alright, let's get into alright. Besides that, I'm going to help the best man, like maid of honor, or anyone who's got to give a speech at a wedding. I'm going to cover that too. But before we get into the hard stuff, and this is going to be quick because I don't want to stress you out. As a writer, anyone who's not a writer, the idea of writing a speech is daunting. And anything about it is going to freak you out. So this whole mission today is to make this easy. Like a cakewalk for you who may not have any writing experience, or maybe you do have writing experience, but maybe you just have writer's block. It happens. So we're going to get into that, but I want to do something a little lighter to help get the stress off of you before we start talking about writing. I was a dancer for a long time. I choreographed a lot of dances for weddings. So let's talk, before we get into speeches, let's talk about dancing because it is prevalent at most weddings. Not all, but most. They usually have like a bride-groom dance or a father-daughter dance, mother-groom dance. The whole wedding party dances around. Like sometimes the wedding party does a dance together. Sometimes the groomsmen do a dance, and the bridal party does a dance. And sometimes it's just the bride and groom, or the groom surprising the bride, or the bride surprising the groom. It doesn't matter what kind of dance you are doing. I'm going to help you out today. Make sure you're picking the right style of dance for you and the right song for you. I'm not going to list out any specific songs, because here's the thing about a wedding song. It can't just be a love song. That's what everybody thinks. Oh, this is one of my favorite love songs. Great. Does it tell your story? And I know it's really hard to tell your story in someone else's song, but I find the best thing to do, just listen to a shit ton of songs in all different genres. You're looking for the meaning in the words, not so much the style of music. Unless, if you have a theme wedding, or if you guys have a common interest, like maybe you're into country and you're having a whole country wedding, it would be smart to do a country dance, like a line dance or something. So if you have a theme, first of all, you're going to want to pick your dance around that theme, but it doesn't always work that way. You can't always do a dance to a theme. So the only reason why I say themes is like country western. If you're having a western or a country wedding, it is so cute to do a little line dance, like a little honky tonk. You and the bride and groom do a little in the wedding party. There's simple line dances and there's complicated ones. You can even make your own. They have famous ones already made for you for specific songs if you want to do that. That never gets old. People will get up and do it along with you. You don't have to choreograph a dance at all. You can just slow dance. That's what my sister did. Oh, hiccups. Here we go. My voice has been in and out today. We're still getting hit with this freaking smoke fire from Canada, believe it or not. I'm dying. Not literally, thank God. Hung on wood. Not today. But so let's talk about, I don't really want to focus too much on theme weddings, because then you're going to get into like this whole thing and it can get a bit cheeseball. Like I've seen people like do a Titanic theme wedding and they tried to do like a slow dance and it was like near, far, and I was just like, oh God, no. It doesn't always go good to dance to your theme. I really feel like it only works if you're doing like a rap thing or like a country thing, because those are like specific. There's hip-hop dancing, there's country dancing. If there's already stylistic dancing in place for your theme, great. If there is not, I don't care if it's the fucking polka, okay? The polka already exists. It's fabulous. I don't like doing the polka. As a dancer, you didn't hear that from me. No offense, polka lovers. I like watching it, but I hate doing it. That's why I gagged. I was like, no. I'm a lover of dance, so I have to try it at least once. I was like, with the polka. Ballroom dancing didn't really hit it off. I really can't ballroom dance that well. For a professional dancer, I fucking suck at ballroom dancing. Because it's mostly because I hate being close. I'm like, ew, don't touch me. But I will for a ballet. Isn't that weird? Like, they're all over me in ballet, like throwing me in shit. Like, no problem. No problem. Put me in a ballroom setting. I'm just like, because it's more sexual, I feel, for the most part. Ooh, my nose is itching. All day my nose has been itching. By the way, with this full moon, you're going to have some freaky shit happening to you, like waking up in the middle of the night, ghost shit, moody people, crazy fluke things. This is a super moon, people. Just throwing it out there. Even if you don't have spiritual gifts, it's going to fuck with you. So it's really fucking with me. I cannot keep my shit together. I want to hide under my bed until this moon is over. I should not be out for public consumption during moons. I'm like a werewolf. Like, I did good today, but I was like, cap it! Suck me! Jesus, sit down! Alright, let's get into it. Alright. So, first of all, I broke it down to basically 3 steps to picking your wedding song/dance. Here's the rules that you should follow. Not that there's rules, but give yourself some rules, some biases, so you don't have like a cheeseball dance. Because you don't want to be the one that has the dancer in your crowd. Like, who the fuck taught these people how to dance like this? I hope they get their money back. Because I've thought about, and I will never say a word. Oh my God, I would never do that. Oh my God, it was so great. You did amazing. Oh my God. Yep. Not ruining their big day. Fuck no. I'm not a jerk. But I know that they paid other people to do it. And they were there. And I side-eyed them motherfuckers. I don't give a shit. Like, were you sleeping through that class? What the fuck were you doing? Those are my friends. Jesus. I did offer to do it free. But they didn't want to stress me out. It's not nice. But I wish they would have at the end of that performance. It's not always the dancer's fault in the case of the wedding because you're dealing with people with no skill level. And this is why I'm trying to save you. Realize your academic level as far as dancing. How much do you dance? When was the last time you slow danced with anybody? If you say high school gym class, ooh, boo-boo, go on YouTube and just do a quick modern slow dance so that you don't step on your lady or your groom's toes for your dance, even if you're not doing a professional dance. They have amazing stuff on YouTube for just simple slow dancing for you or your teens, just putting it out there. I don't want you to look bad on your wedding day, okay? I'm hooking you up. YouTube, it's your friend for dancing. So once you realize your skill level, this is how you pick your style. Like, alright, so you're a beginner. So we're not going to go do the fucking salsa for our wedding. Because let's face it, planning a wedding is stressful enough. the wedding day, the reception is extremely stressful for you. So why are you adding a complicated as fuck dance to the mix? Boo-boos, I'm a professional dancer. You don't need to salsify your freaking wedding for it to be amazing. You could do, a choreographer could teach you something really cute, really, really funny and adorable, and it's easy. It's simple steps. It's the movement. It's the song combined with your skill level. You still have to practice a couple times, but you ain't trying to go in there learning something super technical, putting a bunch of pressure on yourself, and it drains your wedding. Like, you're just like, oh my God, thank God that's over. You shouldn't feel like that about your wedding dance. It should be fun and happy. So if it's just cheeseball fucking shit, your crowd is gonna love it. These are your people. Cheeseball the fuck out of it. Maybe you just do a montage of all the old dance moves. Just learn individual dance moves. Pick a song you like, and one at a time, bounce off each other. Like, one of you does the worm, then the other one does the twist. It'll be like a flashback shit. People love it. You don't have to choreograph it. You just have to learn specific steps. So if you're a beginner, all these fancy ass fucking weddings. Do you know that they take those classes for like 6 months in advance? You got 6 months to give dance lessons for ballroom, like twirls and flips. Unless you are a dance professional, you're looking at 6 months to learn a professional ballroom dance perfectly, to nail it like a professional to your wedding guests. That's with like you being confident of every step from beginner. I worked all year on one recital show for my dance class, and we did competitions too, but we prepped all year for one dance. Dance is a lot harder than people understand if you're a beginner and you're like, I want to do a ballet. I've always wanted to be a ballerina. This is my big day. I'm going to learn some ballet. No, not for your wedding, boo-boo. You want to do a ballet dance? You do that for your first wedding anniversary. I'll knock your fucking groom's socks right the fuck off. They're not going to see it coming because, it's just the anniversary part. What? My spouse is doing some ballet shit, and you have all year to learn something, because that's what it's going to take. Don't do the hard shit. I know you picture in your mind the lights going down, the music comes up, and the crowd. Here comes the bride and groom, and it's a perfect dance in your mind. That's not reality. Take one dance class. You're going to be sweating. You're going to be breathing hard. You'll be like, why did I think I could do this? I mean, you can, but it takes work. I'm just showing you the process of what we see and feel in our mind and the reality of what we try to do when we dance. You might think you're an amazing dancer, but when you try to do a professional dance, there's a reason why there's amateur dancers and professional dancers. And the professional dancers make those dances look so easy. It looks effortless, like they just learned it in a day and did it. They practice for years. So what you're seeing people do, that's going to take you at least a year. So keep that in mind. All right, so once you figure out your skill level, you got to pick the style of dance. Are you doing a slow, like ballroom, close dance? Are you guys going to do a funny, play off each other hip-hop dance? Are you guys going to do a sassy salsa, throw your hair in their face dance? Like, what kind of dance do you want to give your audience? Is it going to be funny? Is it going to be sexy? Is it a mix of both? This is something like when you sit down with your choreographer or whoever's doing your dance with you, these are the questions they're going to have. What kind of music do you like? What kind of dance do you want to do? They might be picking the moves and stuff, but knowing these things ahead of time is really going to help your person figure this out and you be less stressful. And then, of course, you have to pick out your dances ahead of time. When you are paying for dance classes, you don't want to waste any time. So anybody who doesn't show up to these things, just don't put them in the wedding. Like, if it's too complicated to have an entire wedding party come to a dance class, then just don't do an entire wedding party dance for your wedding, because it's just going to stress you the fuck out. So when you sit down, like, well, I definitely want a dance with me and the groom. So maybe just pay for that. Maybe just do a professional one and let everybody else fuck off. Like, and just not fuck off, like, just let them freestyle. Just let them know in advance, like, look, I'm going to play this song. Learn some moves on your own. Like, you don't have to do anything. Just dance around us. Like, you don't always have to organize it. You can give it out independently. And, just give them a few shots. It's hilarious. You're going to get the best video and the best photos. Like, we get so harped on the planning, but that's why I love being a dancer. The magic is, like, we could practice all year up for that recital, and there was things that, would happen, and we would just freestyle and make it look in sync because we knew the dance so well. And, things happen, and you just got to fly it. You don't want to look stupid in front of everybody. So, there's a few times that we just made up moves by ourselves, and those ended up being people's favorite part of the dance. And here we were, working all year, and somebody just added that fucking, we're all just doing it because we all know each other. And we're like, oh, okay, let's just make it look like we did that. That comes with experience and playing off each other. And if you don't have time to do that with your groom, your dance probably isn't going to be that great. 6 months for dance if you're a beginner, 3 if you're skilled. That's if both of you are skilled. If one of you is a beginner and one of you is skilled, 6 months out. Okay? That's pushing it too. Okay. And that's not just learning your dance. That's learning how to move to the beat. So you're not breathing heavy and sweating through the whole dance. And maybe you should, look at Dancing with the Stars. People do that show just to lose weight. Why don't you do Dancing for My Wedding? 2 birds, 1 stone if you want weight loss in there too. Alright, so when selecting the actual song, here are a few rules to follow so you don't like I had somebody walk down the aisle to White Wedding. Do you know what that song's about? This is me. I'm like, I just started laughing because I couldn't help it. Not that anyone could hear me over the music. I think it was a reaction. I've never seen a fast song and everybody was walking down the aisle fast. But this is what I'm talking about. Nobody organized or thought about this before the wedding day. They're like, I don't want to walk down the aisle to traditional music. I want to walk down the aisle to the song because I love it and it has the word wedding in it. One, you got to teach people how to walk to it. If you're not using the traditional wedding song. It was just funny because people didn't know what to do. Am I still supposed to stop, take a step and stop, take a step and stop, or are we going fast? So everyone's just looking at each other. So you can tell when things aren't practiced, so look out for that. Although it was pretty funny for us viewers. Just play the song White Wedding and imagine someone's reaction. I mean, great. I'm not saying anything. I haven't heard the song in a long time, but I remember that's a little fucked up to be marrying to that song. Are they being ironic? Just make sure if you aren't doing the traditional wedding song, which you don't have to. There's people all the time that just does instrumental or like bagpipes or violins or flutes. Beautiful. Just piano. Beautiful. Whatever you want. I'm just saying, make sure you practice everybody walking down the aisle to it. And make sure you listen to it and think like, this is my wedding day. Are you sure this is the message I want to be putting out? Is it about like divorce, breaking up, cheating, somebody dying? It's probably not a good idea for a wedding. Also, if you can, like I said, try to find a song that's close to your story. Like, we met in a bar and we fell in love and then we went outside and had wild sex in the truck. I don't know. Whatever your story is. Try to find a song as close to it as you can. Does not have to be. It can be just a song that means something so much to both of you. Like one of those songs that like there's the ballads out there, man. You don't even have to be in love and you're just like, I want somebody to love me like that. You know what I mean? So those are always good picks too. The ones that make everyone like, those are the songs you want, people. Those are wedding songs. And again, both of you have to like it. Everybody says it's the bride's day. She picks. Mostly men say this. That's not fucking true. That when it comes to music, you both have to agree. Like it has to be a song for both of you. And also, does it match your type of skill and your dance style? So if you are doing like a hip-hop dance, did you pick a country song to do a hip-hop dance to? Wouldn't really make much sense. However, I'm very creative. If you make it work, impress the fuck out of your audience, you know, that's like pulling a rabbit out of your hat, though. I wouldn't want to be pulling rabbits out of... You know what? I'm not even doing a dance at my wedding because I've been to so many weddings and helped people through the dance part so much, and I've seen how much it just hinders the fucking day. So I'm like, I'm not even doing it. I'm just getting drunk. I'll dance for my husband when everybody's gone. That'll be my present. Anyway, you can also do that, ladies. That is also, or gentlemen. Anybody can do sexy dance. I mean, I would fucking love that. As a dancer, expecting to come in having to shake my booty for my... shake your booty for me. Holy shit. You are my match. Wait, who's shaking their booty first? Let's just shake our booties together. That's how you know you found your one. Can you shake your booties together and still laugh? Dance class is also great therapy to see if your marriage is ready for the dun 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 dun. Because if you can't make it through, well, no, because you get frustrated and there's moments. But if every dance class turns into a fight, maybe the big day should just wait a minute. Just putting it out there. All right, let's talk about, let's get into the best man, maid of honor speeches. These are a little bit less intense if you're not the one getting married. I'm going to go over this for you. Again, points. These are things to do before you even sit down to write it. I just want you to take a piece of paper and a pen and write 3 of your favorite memories with the person, whether you're the best man or the maid of honor. 3 favorite memories. They could be with the person before they're getting married, before they knew their spouse, or after. Oh wait, I'm sorry. I wrote down before. So 3 key moments before you knew them, while they were dating, and current. I feel like if you want to like really hit home the best speech, you're going to hit in 3 points. You're going to talk about them before they knew the person. You're going to talk about them while they were dating, and you're going to bring it to the current moment, and then you're going to end it with how you see their future. So it's like when you're writing an essay, you have your intro, your 3 points, and your conclusion. It's the same thing in a speech. You're going to paint the picture. And you want to grab them with the first line. Should always be a grabber, but don't put too much pressure on it, because grabbers can be really intense and funny, or they can be subtle, and at the end the impact hits. But I'll get into the beginning in a minute. When a lot of people put jokes and stuff, and I'm totally for that. I love a laugh, but here's what you want to avoid. So you don't have a Jersey Shore Speechgate issue. If you watch Jersey Shore, there's a whole thing about wedding speeches. I thought it was funny, but that was totally wrong to be saying at someone's wedding. Maybe I should have done this a few years ago. But anyway, you don't ever want to put anything too sexual that's going to paint anyone as like a womanizer, a hoe, because think about it. You have the other person they're marrying and all of their families around. So you don't want to have to expose your friend to them. You're trying those kinds of jokes and stuff. You can do those one-on-one, like at the bachelor party or the bachelorette party, but when you're in front of two families, this is when you're classing it up, when you're acting like you're giving your graduation speech. Any joke you make should be PG-13 and friendly for everyone. It's not going to offend anyone. It's not going to be considered racist or harmful or hate speech in any way. It's not going to make someone feel shameful on their day. Any jokes that you are unsure of, if you are unsure in any way, just play it safe, because this is somebody's day they're going to remember for the rest of their life, and you can make it or break it for them. So I don't fuck around with wedding speeches. This is someone's big day. They spend a lot of money. They're counting on you, not to put pressure on you, but be mindful of that, because I've been to so many weddings where they ask someone to be a best man or a bridesmaid, and they just use the wedding as a roast, and that's inappropriate. And the etiquette of weddings, you are in front of both families. So, although it's funny, you are actually making your person look bad to the people, like especially when you are like, oh, I never thought this person was going to settle down. They had people in and out more than I changed my underwear. Like anything like that, below the belt, no. Rude, raunchy, no. You got old ladies in the crowd. You got kids in the crowd. PG-13 for wedding speeches. You can be funny without swearing. You can be funny without, putting shit all over someone's face. Keep that in mind with your jokes, and I would bounce them off somebody that knows people before you do it, just to make sure that it's not offensive. And don't pick somebody who's sarcastic and might just set you up. Be like, oh my god, I told them it was great. Wait till this fucking happens. You want someone who's honest and is going to be like, that might hurt their feelings. That's why you run it by someone first. But anyway, we're painting a picture. So let's just say this is your best friend from high school. So you went to college with this person. You guys started your jobs, and then they met their spouse, and now they're getting married. I'm just using this as an example. So, in the beginning of your speech, you're going to be like, I can't believe after 38, 39 years of friendship that we would be in this moment. This day, we've thought, like if you're a woman, like we've thought about our wedding days our whole lives, and here we are. Like grabber, gut-wrenching, like your friend's gonna instant tear. Because it's true, if you're a girl and you've been like friends that long, you're planning to be in each other's weddings, that's very sweet. That's everyone's like, ah. But if you're a guy, you can still do the funny card, but like, I remember when we were eating worms in the backyard, farting and thinking it was hilarious, and now we're responsible, having families, and I can't believe it, and I'm so happy to be in this moment. But the realism of where our friendship started, us little boys, and look at us now, that's still meaningful. That's a grab. But you can start with a joke, like, I never thought this person would get their shit together. And trust me when I tell you, they didn't have their shit together until so-and-so came in their life. It's a little bit of a joke. It's not too much of a diss. It's funny. But it's not like you're not giving them specific things to be offended about. Just like they couldn't get their shit together. And then this person walked in their life and like fixed it up. And now look at him. He can tie his shoes. His tie is straight. That shit's funny. It's a joke, but it's not going to ruin their day, you know what I mean? So that's the beginning. That's where you lead into your first point of your favorite memory before, like, when you were young or before you knew this person with somebody else. And if you didn't know this person before their spouse, you could ask for information, like, from their family. Like, you could get a funny story when they were a kid. And be like, I was doing my research for this speech. And you could make it like, digging up some dirt. That's also funny when you're not really saying anything horrible, but your body language, when you go a little bit Jim Carrey with it, like, oh, the things I could say in this speech. But you don't ever say anything, but just your actions and the way you say it gets a chuckle and gets everybody like sitting in their seat like, oh boy. It's cute. It's a little bit dramatic. If you have any acting ability, this is the time to play it up and draw the crowd in and be booming and funny and so when you're working in the middle, again, if you're working in a story that you got from somebody else, it's going to be a little bit more of a challenging to loop it into. But you could say something like, I didn't know him then, but when I met him and so were dating, I never imagined, them with anybody else. It just made sense that we would get here to this moment. But now that we're in this moment, it just feels all the more special. That would be a nice loop in to be talking about a memory in the beginning that you guys shared where you knew that they were going to wind up together in some way. And then that also transitions quite nicely into the current. You could talk about something leading up to the wedding, or like when you were buying the dress or getting your tux fitted, something that's very, very current to the moment that's going to make it sweet. And that's your last point, which brings you into the conclusion of this is where you want to be really sweet and be like, I see them with babies or more babies. I see them happy and alive and vibrant. I can't picture either of them with anybody else, and I can just, whatever you want to say, and sweet with a positive future of them walking happy into the sunset. And to do those 3 points, talking about before, while they were dating, and current, and then wrapping it up sweetly, what you hope for them, it's going to get out. You can't go wrong. So just look at it like an essay. You need an intro and a grabber in some way. Could be subtle, could be funny, whatever it is. Get their attention. First talking point is before they were dating, or a story from their childhood that's funny if you can. Second talking point is when they started dating, or when that person came into their life, the changes that started happening. Positive, stay positive. This is their wedding day, even if you don't like the person that they're marrying. But it's like leading into the third, that's current energy, talking about the wedding or maybe a year before, not too far back, and then concluding it out with, here's what I hope for you in the future, and I wish you all the happiness. You can end, really nice things to add. You can At the end, sometimes people put really pretty quotes. You can do song lyrics. If you are a musician, you can just sing. If you don't want to do a speech, those are really nice. You could write a song for your friends. Let's talk about the anniversary speech and or letter. If you're writing a letter to your loved one before we get into the wedding stuff. Just like the best man maid of honor speech, you're going to want 3 talking points, an intro, and a conclusion. But the talking points are a little bit different. So if this is your anniversary, the 3 things, I want you to write a little bit more on the paper before. And if you are doing an anniversary speech for like your parents, I'm going to talk about that. So if you're writing the letter for your relationship, before you even sit down, to make it easier for yourself to think of ideas so you don't get writer's block or stress out, write 3 things that happened while you were dating your spouse that you loved. Like maybe your first apartment together, or going to get pizza at a certain place, or going to see a movie all the time, or whatever you did that you loved that's in your memory. Then 3 things about the wedding or honeymoon that you remembered and loved, like building up the proposal, engagement party, anything associated with the wedding and the beginning parts of your marriage. And then 3 things that have happened in the recent time since you guys have been married that either improved your life or made you fall in love with them more. Then I want you to write 3 things that you love about them that only they can do for you. Maybe it's making your favorite dish, like nobody makes it like that. Maybe they rub your back in a certain way. It's got to be unique, something specific. Maybe you just love their eyes. Whatever it is. But I also want you to write 3 things about them that drives you fucking crazy. But not anything that you can say that would hurt them, because these are where you get your jokes from. Like, I love my wife. She is so helpful to me. She cooks, she cleans, she frickin' irons my underwear. She's a saint. However, every night before bed, the woman will not stop talking or something like that. It's like something that's silly that your wife would know, like where you're always like, babe, I love you, but I'm really tired. I need to go to bed. Can we talk about this in the morning? And then your spouse is like, I'm sorry, I just didn't see you all day. You know, if that's something you repeatedly do every day, and it's not going to get them upset. Like, don't say anything like, my wife snores in her sleep and it drives me crazy. That's going to be embarrassing to your wife, even though it's funny. You don't want to embarrass them on the anniversary. This is not a roast. Stop using these opportunities as roasts. This is why divorce happens. I'm a comedian. There's a time and place. Trust me when I tell you. You do not want to don't want to roast your spouse on your wedding day, your anniversary, your engagement party, a baby shower, a graduation of any kind, or their fucking birthday. Okay? Off the table. Unless you know your person has really, really good thick skin and their family's cool, then yes, roast away. If that's what you guys love to do. If every anniversary you guys just roast people and it's not just like indicative to you guys, it's just like a part of your family process that on your anniversary party you get your ass roasted. If that's your tradition, keep it. That's awesome. But I'm just saying, it's not a good time to just start it without letting people know first. Like, hey, how about we just do a roast this year? Then you can roast, because you put it out there. You don't want to do the anniversary speech and everyone's like, did he or she really just fucking say that? Are they serious? Are they getting divorced? What's happening? But also, this is a really good time to hit up people that are in the crowd. Like anybody who's really helped you a lot, like babysits for you all the time when you guys have date nights, or just gives you really great advice, or maybe your parents, like other couples that you look up to that are there. You can be like, every marriage is hard, but I couldn't have done it without. It's a really sweet way to pay homage to the people who are there celebrating with you, and to give them a nod for being your rock. And you can still do that if you're the one giving it. You can still mention they remind me of this couple who I look up to, and before they were a couple I looked up to them, and now I look up to them. I look up to my parents. I look up to my sister and brother. You know what I mean? You can loop it back. Again, jokes should be PG-13 because there's kids and elderly people. You don't want to offend anybody. You can close your speech with your future hopes from there. Wherever you are in your life now, what do you want in your future? I really hope that we get to retire and we get that camp with a boat. I can't wait until it's just you and me and no worries. Dreaming a little bit. And also it's a really sweet time to remind them, I know I don't say it enough, but you're everything to me. You're my whole world. And not just this day, but every day. I love you, and I'm so thankful to be married to you. Perfect ending. How much you love them. Reminding them. Everybody loves to be reminded how much their person loves them. And if you're writing your person a love letter, make sure it's authentic. Don't try to plagiarize any famous love letters unless you're putting it in quotations, and only put segments in it. Again, with the jokes, people read things very differently than how you would say it, so make sure you read it back and that nothing could be taken out of context that would get in a fight later. Alright, let's get into why we are here. The oh crap of the pen caps. How to write your wedding vows. Again, we're writing a prep list. Prep lists are your friends when you're doing speeches, especially if you don't have experience, because it's just going to keep you focused, it's going to organize, it's going to give you talking points, and it takes the stress away when you see you have a whole paper of something to say. So, we're doing our list of 3s again. 3 things you love about them, and they can't just be cliche, boring shit. It's got to be indicative to your person. I love the way that you always fiddle with your hair when you're nervous. I love the way you bite your lip when you don't know what to do. I love the way that you hum when you clean and you think nobody hears you. Stuff like that. Very specific to them. That's going to make your person oh my God, they do pay attention to me. But also the people you know what I mean? That's not what it's for, but it will. And then 3 things that they do that drives you nuts, and 3 inside jokes. Again, the same with the anniversary stuff, inside jokes you guys have that can be, that's safe to be put out there and not be so much of an inside joke. Those are great to put in there. I went to a wedding once, and they wrote their own vows, and I think she went off the cusp a little bit. She's like, do you remember, because they were in high school, and, clearly they were having sex and stuff, but they weren't supposed to because they were young. And they're like, do you remember what our code word was when we thought we were going to get caught together? And I'm not going to say the code word, but I don't want them to, they'll know exactly who I'm talking about if I say it, but it's they let it slip, and, when they were 16 doing this, they would, that was what they would say, when they were around people, hey, want to go have sex? Because I think we could get away with it. They had a code word for that, and they talked about that in their wedding vows, and it was really cute, and it was really funny, and they're like, can you imagine the code words we're going to have now as a married couple? And then she also went off the cusp again with like new ones. And that was so funny. So you can improv a little bit if you want while you're up there, if things come to you. But write 3 of your favorite memories as well. 3 things they do for you that you love. That's going to help give you some ideas. 3 ways that you've changed as a person for the positive since they've come into your life. Because these are good things to point out in a speech as well. And then 3 hopes and dreams for your future. Because those are the things you're going to add in the tail end. And to just refresh your memory and to get into a romantic mood, you can rewrite a short clip of how you proposed or how you were proposed to and how you met. Also having that on the paper, when you're writing it, gives your mind can space out when you're under stress. So just having it there can help you when you're like sitting down to actually write the speech. Just writing out what happened might actually give you an idea for a whole segment of your vows. You can do a song or a poem or a rap. Cat's going crazy. If you want to be unique, this is an awesome time to do that. I've only been to one wedding where somebody sang their vows and I loved it. I've never seen anyone rap their vows, but I did have a friend go to a wedding, and the person she was marrying was a rapper, and he did the whole fucking rap. And apparently it was amazing. I was like, I would have loved to see. I've never seen vows rapped. Have you? Craziness. But yeah, go outside the box. You can even do like a collage, like a video of photos, and just write the vows and just have you two standing there watching them if you're too nervous to say it as well. It's really beautiful. It gets people emotional. Have a cute song playing with all your pictures. You can't go wrong with that. Again, all jokes should be clean, as these are words that your person's going to cherish forever. They're going to remember these forever, so you don't want to hurt their heart. You don't want to embarrass them. No. Not on the wedding day. You are never living that down if you do. Be honest and true to your style of love language. Don't try to be like Shakespeare. Don't try to be like somebody you see on the internet. It's got to be your way of speech, your style of speaking, because this is your wedding vows. It's coming from your heart and your soul. Just look at your person and talk to them like you would talk to them any other time. That's how your vows should be done. You should forget that everybody else is in the room, and you should just be talking to your person. But of course, we love people. We want people to witness our marriage, so they're there to hear it. Keep that in mind as well with what you say. Like, you can't be saying stuff like, I'm so happy I get to put it in you every single day. I mean, depending on the crowd, maybe you can. But like, you feel me? It's like, there's eyes watching, and there's recordings going on, and you're going to have this forever. Alright, so, long or short, make it from the heart and special from you. Like I said, don't be plagiarizing it. You can do quotes, you can do song lyrics, just don't make the whole thing someone else's words, unless you're singing it. Always have tissues, because you or your spouse are going to cry. Grooms, you have sleeves most often. Stuff them up there. Your lady tears up. You are a hero on the wedding day, my friend. Good job. Or you could be super classy. The handkerchief. Here you go, my little bride. Try to remember as much as you can. Like, try to memorize it, because you want it more to be a performance. You want to be able to hold their hands and look in their eyes. Oh, my hand just snapped. You guys know how I feel about wedding. Is that an omen? I'm 38 and I still haven't done it. Still makes me sweat. I swear to God, if I get proposed to, half of the sweat is like, oh God, am I going to die for this wedding? You know how many past lives I've seen where I got the axe just because I married the wrong one. I think I have a phobia. I've inherited a phobia. I think it's ridiculous now. It's not going to stop me from marrying anyone. I'm just saying it's in there. I'm going to be fighting runaway bride syndrome for real. You might want to lock my suite. Just get me drunk. I'll be too fucked up to run. And I'll be smooth sailing through the whole wedding. Won't remember it. However, I feel like I'm not a drinker, but I feel like on that day, I am gonna be a drinker. Like, can I have that? Just give me the bottle. Before the aisle. After the aisle, I'll be fine. Isn't that the truth for everyone? You know what? It's not even the nerves about getting married. I just don't want to trip in front of everybody. Or like fart on accident. Or like your dress rips. Or like, I don't know why, but I've had this fear. It's never happened to me. But I saw it in a movie. No, it was Roseanne. It was when Becky was like doing a speech. And she like farted in the middle of the speech. And the microphone picked it up on the show Roseanne. And ever since I saw that episode, I was like, what if that happens to me on my wedding day? That's it. I would die of mortification if I ever did that. Like, I can't marry them. I can't. I just thought of a whole SNL skit in my head. I'm crying. I might as well share because I'm just gonna look like a crazy person, but this is where my mind goes as a writer. Just picture, it's a mix of two things. Once I went to a chiropractor and there was a room that was split in the middle by like hospital blankets, so you couldn't see the other person. It was very zen still, but you could hear the other person, and every time that person got their back, I'm sure you know what I'm gonna say, but can you imagine, like, every time that person got, like, the chiropractor would, like, crack their back, they would rip ass. I'm dying at the memory, and I didn't want them to hear me, so I took that little towel that they put there, that's warm and stuff that they put on the back of your neck, like this over my mouth. Oh my god, so the SNL skit would be like every time the bride took a step would be a fart, and not that I'm proud of it, but I was pissed that my dad got married when I was younger. I think I was like 10 or 11. And I'm the youngest girl, and I was like, nobody gets my dad. Fuck this lady. I was daddy's girl. All right up to I would take a step and drop my bouquet. Whoops. Sorry. My dad's like, all the way down the aisle, this is my dad's face. Because he can't yell at me, there's a hole. But Bonnie, the person he married, bless her heart, she's like, she's having a hard time processing. Because I saw my dad get married, but I think I knew it was serious this time. And I was like, oh fuck no, there's a threat in the mist. He's my dad, and he only loves me. I was a kid. I like clung to his arm. I'm like, no, don't do it, Dad. Don't marry your dad. And he's like, it's going to be okay, Lizzie. I was like, no, it's not. And she ended up taming my dad. Like, I don't know how she did it. My dad's a crazy pants like me in the best way. Like, we're just free spirits. Just go out there. We just do shit. I get it from my dad. But Bonnie tamed them, settled them down. You know? But yeah, that's where I go. I think of one fart story and I'm like, picture a whole SNL skit. Can you imagine going to someone's wedding and just like, oh, excuse me, and then picks it up. The song starts again. They're like, okay, we'll restart it. Everything's fine. And then right back at the same point, get going again. The piano playing. Same exact spot. Same thing happens. Like, just get a little bit further every time. That shit would be hilarious. I'm crying inside. I've been doing too much comedy writing lately. And I'm sleep deprived. Speaking of that, I need to go to bed. I hope you like this pen caps and craps. And I hope it helps you write an amazing speech and do the best wedding dance of your life. And I love you all. And again, I don't know what I'm doing next week. I never have one picked out. I feel like they just got to come to me organically. You know? Sometime during the week, I think about it every day. I'm like, nothing's coming to me. Maybe tomorrow. Oh, there it is. And then I put it in the community board. So watch the community board. I'll post it when I feel it and when I make a funny title. I love you guys. Please like, share, and subscribe if you are liking these vlogs. And I'll see you tomorrow for our Twin Flame Tuesday, which is also the 4th of frickin' July. Happy birthday, America. I love you. See my wall back there? America! Threw up in my room. Toodles. Boy.